Okay, yeah, I'm going to try and explain to you the differences between laticeps and Hercules, what I believe to be Hercules and laticeps. In Andrew Smith's Baboon Spiders book, it says about the spination on the palp coxa. That's a very sort of reliable way to tell a species. I mean, literally every species that's known that has spination, they're all unique. And that's a reliable way to be able to tell a species. This is what Andrew Smith's what Andrew Smith mentioned in his book that was taken from Pocock's observations. So a lot of arachnologists today, they use this to define a species or to identify a species. So this is pretty much what I've done. I've obviously had to draw the laticeps, the hobby laticeps, palp coxa and the trochanter above. You can see the different spination between the two different species. Slight similarities maybe, but there's more in the middle with Hercules. And on the top, on the trochanter, Hercules has got like a bald patch to the left, which I put an arrow there, look. And laticeps has got like different setae there. There's on the right the stick setae, in the middle there's plumose or feather type setae, and on the left there's sort of regular sort of setae. So it's much more different to Hercules. And, you know, these are very distinctly different features. This is obviously microscopic, and I will show you in a moment the physical features that are different between two very similarly sized spiders. They're both around maybe 7.5 inches in leg span, but you will see that Hercules is much larger built. But yeah, no, it's really interesting what I've discovered anyway, and I hope to get some genetic data on them. That all sounds really complicated and expensive, and I'm applying for a grant that will allow me to do this. I'm still waiting to hear back from some people that will be able to help me with this, but for the moment I've done what I can do in terms of trying to identify this different species of Hysterocrates. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool and everything else, and I think I've made a positive identification from what I can see. And not only that, I mean, you can see these spiders are much bigger, probably even more so than Gigas. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to just see for yourself and maybe try and understand what I'm trying to understand too, and stuff like that, and maybe I'm onto something. I mean, I'm certainly sure that they are different to laticeps. So yeah, well, I hope you enjoy everything I'm about to show you, and enjoy what I'm going to show you with the spiders. Cheers. So I'm going to do my best to film this. So this here is like probably approximately 7-inch Hysterocrates laticeps, 7.5 inch or so. She's quite a big girl. Got a good strong sort of foveal groove. Nice sort of form to the body. Big strong front legs, similar to Hercules. You know, she's a pretty good size Hysterocrates laticeps. She's obviously well fed. I've been feeding them up really well lately, just for this really, just to bulk them out a little bit, make them look sort of nice and plump and big. But yeah, this one's a little feisty. She just tried to take the tongs that I was trying to get her out with. But yeah, just little things that are slightly different. It's just like the length and the thickness of the back leg. In laticeps it's sort of longer and slightly thicker, especially in the tibia. The tibia is quite cylindrical. The patella is like, you know, it's slightly larger but not much than the tibia. Sort of when they're younger it's not as noticeable. When they're older, this like feature you can see, well, you can see the sort of tibia is a little bit thinner than the tibia's more thinner than the patella, sorry. But in Hercules, the patella is a lot thicker than the tibia throughout much of its life. So just sort of laticeps, when they get a bit bigger, they got sort of different sort of leg structures, but Hercules seems to hold it throughout the majority of its life, if that makes sense. I'll try to sort of do this and sort of film these spiders too. But yeah, there's laticeps. That's quite a nice sort of specimen. Small things like the curvature on the pulp femur as well. There's a lot more sort of curve at the end in laticeps. But you can easily get mistaken this for Hercules. But she seems quite calm at the minute. When Ryan White mentioned that they don't tend to be as aggressive out of their burrow, I can sort of confirm that really. She's been quite good since she's come out of her burrow, but she's quite protective. Now she's calmed down a little bit. I just wanted to sort of stay still really. I was just going to try and get the Hercules next to her, and I can assure you the Hercules is not much bigger than her in terms of leg span, but in terms of the body, the Hercules is a little bit bigger. So that's the laticeps. Yeah, it's sort of difficult trying to do this video as well with a lively spider, but yeah, you know, she's very beautiful, she's very heavy. Very sort of similarly built to Hercules. Obviously they're from similar parts. Yeah, she might get upset soon, I don't know, she's probably not in her best mood now. Look, yeah, she's getting a bit upset. Trying to think whether to try and push her over a little bit. I don't know. She's just about okay there. I don't really want to get the Hercules out and from to fight or bite each other. So that'll be it then. That'll be a loss of a big specimen. So all I want you to do is stay. That's it. So perhaps I could have a go at the Hercules. This might turn into a bad idea. She looks a bit lively also. Perhaps because I'll put a bowl over her head. But yeah, there's the Hercules, or what I think is Hercules. Yeah, so sort of similar forms of the back legs. I think the laticeps is a bit large, maybe a molter head. She looks maybe about a molter head in terms of like her sort of bulk, her weight. But the Hercules is still a good match for her. Like you can see the body, so, sort of the leg, the sort of structure of the tibia is slightly thinner near the femur, patella. So that's one of the defining features that Pocock noticed, like the difference in the femur, the tibia. Whereas laticeps got much more of a cylindrical, longer tibia. Hercules is a lot shorter. Generally the leg 4 is shorter and slimmer in Hercules. But yeah, this is the Hercules, my biggest Hercules anyway. Sort of stronger fovea groove. You can see that. Laticeps got quite a strong fovea groove, but Hercules is a little bit stronger, a bit deeper. The coloration too in Hercules tends to be a bit more sort of redder. If you notice, you can just about see it. That's one thing that definitely is different, is the colour. I mean, I know people say not to go by colour, but Hercules on the whole lot of them are more of a sort of reddy, pinkish colour to the setae, whereas you can see laticeps doesn't quite have that same colour, not quite as sort of pinkish, sort of brown colour. But good if you can see her body. But yeah, she's a nice specimen as well as the laticeps. But the Hercules, you can see the carapace is just a little bit broader, really, bigger for the size of the spider. I mean, yeah, you can definitely, I'm sure you'll be able to see it. Laticeps, even though it's a sort of slightly bigger specimen, the carapace is a little bit shorter, maybe. Or maybe the laticeps is a bit longer, but it's not quite as wide as Hercules. It'd be nice to get them both together. This is risking it. there we are. Like, there's two of the biggest spiders in Nigeria stuck together. Look, you don't see that very often. But you can see, I can certainly understand why people got confused with these ones. And I mean, look, that's just such a cool picture. But yeah, it's easy to understand why you would get confused with the two species. And they've probably been in the hobby before, maybe, and they look like laticeps. So subtle difference, so many subtle differences though. Like the height of the kaput area at the front on Hercules is a little bit sort of more pronounced, whereas laticeps, it looks like in Megaphobema it's a bit flatter at the front and by the eyes, but you see Hercules has got more of a pronunciation to the front. I think Pocock said about the a transverse foveal groove from the fovea to the eyes. There was like a groove, and you can see that in Hercules just about. There, a straight line going from the fovea to the eyes, but in perhaps laticeps not quite as distinguished. But it's something that was distinguished in Hercules, but obviously this Hercules here is nothing near the size of the holotype. And this is a 7-inch, the holotype is about an 8-inch. Probably twice the body size perhaps for that size of spider. But yeah, no, just little things like the pronunciation of the patella as well, sort of sideways view. It's sort of thin and not thin, I say it's equal in laticeps compared to the tibia, but the tibia is a lot thinner than the patella and Hercules on the fourth leg, noticed by Pocock, and it does seem to be a slight distinguishing feature, as to be said. I mean, obviously Pocock was an expert in identifying animals and noticing the subtle features, differences and stuff like that. So yeah, no, he's so yeah, I think I've shown you probably as much as I could. I'm glad these two were really well behaved. Yeah, this the Hercules again, that there'll be no trouble. But yeah, they're really close together. I'll try and get a light on them. There's Hercules. And then there's laticeps there. Sort of just more of a leggier spider laticeps. You can see. This Hercules is just much more compact. It's much more compact. Oh, Mrs. Hercules is getting a bit upset. Which you can't blame her for. But yeah, look at the body on the Hercules, where's the leg span, just much bigger. And in laticeps, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just a beefier spider, you know. But yeah, I'm just going to put these two away now, because I think I've showed enough. And well, I hope you enjoyed the little presentation of these two giant Nigerian spiders. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these in the future and how big that they get. Yeah, no, I've enjoyed doing that and showing you them. And yeah, good then. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.